You know, when I was growing up, my mom, she used to tell me all the time, pay attention to what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not paying attention, you might miss something. You know, I found that God doesn't speak to us directly. It's always from an indirect point of view. You know, when you feel something about to happen, or, you know, you're doing something and you get a certain kind of results, basically the results that you ain't looking for, right? And you being told something in that. You know, life is always trying to tell us something. Nature is always trying to tell us something, right? But all we gotta do is just pay attention. Have you ever knew that you were supposed to do something and you never did it? And then you was sitting there thinking to yourself, man, why didn't I do that? You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of paying attention that you need to be doing. You know, I heard Lil Wayne say he not, you know, attention is paying him. You know what I'm saying? Attention is paying him. So let's just think about that for a minute, right? You paying attention, but attention is paying you. So if you paying attention, what's actually going on, right? Kind of sound a little bit like a riddle, but there's a lot going on, right? You know, when I go outside, I try to pay attention to the things that's going on in life. You know, this is the reason why a lot of times when you're on the road, people get into car accidents, right? Because they're not paying attention, right? Or you might be doing something that you don't need to be doing. And you get results that you don't want. But if you pay attention and you actually understand what's going on enough to make the right decisions, I noticed that a lot of things start falling in a line, you know, and it's always the things that you need to happen, you know, and all of this come from just paying attention, you know. So, you know, I try to have facts be the leader in the things that I have going on. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with belief systems. And I think that faith is a beautiful thing to go along with facts, right? But when you moving in your faith and you moving in the truth, the blessings come, right? And they always come. You know, all we have to do is just pay attention to what we doing, you know? So when we walking down the street, we don't stumble, you know? You know, you don't hit your toe on the edge of the bed early in the morning when you first wake up, and that could potentially make you have a bad day, you know? But if you do that, learn from it, pay attention, you know, and execute better next time, because that's what it's really about. You know, ain't nobody perfect out here. You know, ain't nobody perfect. And so if we do make mistakes because we're not paying attention, let's learn from that. And let's make the corrections so that the next time that we move, the law of getting better always come into effect. You know, get better, pay attention, you know? And this is just something that I wanted to tell y'all today because, you know, I'm constantly learning and I'm healing just as much as I'm talking to y'all about the same thing. You know, and so my motto is, let's heal together, you know? Let's do better together, you know? And I just want to tell y'all, thank you for paying attention. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I want everybody to have a blessed day. Peace.